All right, welcome back. We're talking about 3 parts. This is the third part in the process to create reliability and stability in your serve, right? Cut down double faults, not be nervous, not have anxiety going into matches. I know that's where I was, back in the day. I've learned a few things since then, but we're going to talk about the third thing, the third concept, and that's what I call continuous motion. And yes, I've mentioned things like rhythm and timing in the kinetic chain, but continuous motion is a concept of where this all comes together, right? You see a lot of people, and a lot of people can do motions with hitches and breaks, but it's not optimal. Think about how motion and timing works, right? Momentum is basically an object that continues to accelerate faster and faster and faster and faster, which creates power, which creates stability, which creates everything we want in a great serve. And so anything that stops needs to restart again, right? From zero. Just think of a car like going from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds and then having to stop and then jolt up again. That's what a lot of people do on the serve. And so when we talk about the muscle segments and the joints, we want to get everything loaded, but when we want to unwind, we want to keep everything flowing. So this flow is going to give us a lot of power and stability. If you don't have flow, you don't have power, you don't have stability. So let me show you what some players do. And yeah, you'll see some pros, like maybe Andy Roddick, have a jerkier serve, but you could also argue that they're firing the muscles so fast that it is in rhythm, but the average players like you and me aren't going to be able to fire their forehand as fast as Roger Federer, right? But when you break it down in slow-mo, they are in a flow. But it just might look jerky to the average eye because, again, these are professional players who hit hundreds of thousands of balls. So let me hit a few serves and show you what it looks like when it's jerky, when there's hitches in my swing, versus when I'm in really good rhythm and I'm getting effortless power and I'm not jerking to generate power.
So I'm going to mute the tape here and just to say that these next few serves, I'm going to actually try to swing harder and out of rhythm, not using a continuous motion, but trying to jerk the racket through the ball. And I want you to notice how fast the racket head is moving, yet it's not producing that great of a result relative to the amount of energy I'm expending. Okay, so a few more, just look at how fast I'm trying to whip the racket head through the ball, right? That's the classic example of muscling the ball. Now the next few I'm going to hit, these are still the jerky ones, but the next few I'm going to hit, starting in a few seconds, I'm actually swinging much slower like this one. Look at how much slower I'm swinging. I'm in rhythm now, you have a constant flow, and they're hitting much higher on the fence.
So as you can see, as I'm swinging, I'm thinking I want continuous motion. I want my racket to always be in a flow and never stop. Now you can get to the trophy pose, but you don't want to ever stop your motion completely, right? You can slow down, so if I go fast and then I go slow, it gives it the illusion that I stop here, but I never want to completely stop because that stops your momentum. Imagine a golf swing, someone playing golf, and once they take the backswing, they stop, and then they have to restart again like that. It just doesn't work, right? The body can be moving in 2 directions at once, but it never comes to a complete halt, right? So that's what I want you to focus on for your serve. Don't worry about changing the technique. Don't worry about doing anything different. Just try to feel your muscles and feel that flow, and when you feel that flow, you're going to feel that passing of power from one segment to the next. It's going to be more fluent. When it's more fluent, you're going to get more power into the ball. All right, so that's the third thing, the third step, the third concept that we're going to review. Stay tuned for the fourth. I think the link is going to be right below, or it's going to hit your email pretty soon, so watch out for that.